Hi, Lonnie Lodgicals here right now in your Oklahoma Weather Authority right now. We have a tornado warning now issued for Woodward County. This does include the city of Woodward. Now, let's go ahead. Let's take the radar data off. Let's zoom in on this polygon. Like I said, this includes the city of Woodward. It includes the main east-west highway that comes right into Woodward. Let's zoom in on here. And let's see your polygon. Here, this includes Moreland. It includes Woodward. I'm going to go ahead and say this does not include Woodward High School. Anywhere around that big transmitter, I forgot which channel owns that transmitter, around Woodward High School, this does not include you. But again, if you live in downtown Woodward and points east over toward Moreland, those are two side-by-side communities. We want you sheltered right now for a possible tornado. Again, I know the tornado sirens have been blaring. I know a lot of people, we tell you don't trust them, but I know a lot of people have heard them. We've had a lot of people comment on them. So again, now is officially the time you need to go to your tornado safe place. Again, that's that small room on that lowest floor and near the center and away from windows. Now let's put the radar data back on and let's show folks at home what we're talking about right now. Again, like I said, this is a tornado warning. This tornado warning goes until 8:15 for you folks in Woodward and Moreland and surrounding small communities. Like I said, again, let's put the radar data back on. Let's go ahead and put the radar data. Okay, let's go ahead and put the radar data back on. And again, this is going to include the 412 corridor. So nobody should be traveling along Highway 412 from where 281 and 412 intersect. Nobody should be traveling along that. Again, nobody should be traveling along. Nobody should be traveling up 270 toward Woodward from. Nobody should be traveling along that from Mutual. So again. Really, we should say from the 34 the Oklahoma Highway 34 and the US 270 corridor. Nobody should be traveling along that junction going up toward Woodward right now. This is a serious situation, and this is a tornado warning. And again, right now there's a hook. Again, let's put on level 2 data. I know that's probably level 3. Let's put on level 2 data here, Noah, and again, this is an LP. Ooh, whoa, hello. This is an LP storm here, and again, I don't know is this level. I think this is level 2 data. Okay, let's pop up level 3. I meant level 3. I'm sorry, level 2. Okay, this is level 2 data here, and again, right now the storm. This is an LP supercell, and again, this is not a. There's been occasional funnels. Again, occasional funnels, but again, we have not seen a tornado actually reach physical contact with the ground here. And again, here's the storm here, and again, Noah, I think the better presentation, I know you're going to be mad at me when I say this, but the better presentation to see the storm is going to be on WSV3. Okay, I know you're going to kill me for saying that, but I think the better presentation to see this tornado is going to be on WSV3. And I want to show people the hook that we have. We do have a hook. We've had a hook at least. So let's go back over to WSV3 and put that in the loop, and we'll show people the hook on this storm. Again, I don't really think if the tornado does develop, it will not be a very, very, very strong tornado, but nonetheless, there is a circulation, and this is a tornado warning. And again, there's been a tornado watch out for several hours now, so you should be respecting this. Oh, the circulation is starting to tighten back up here again. Noah, if you haven't got WSV3, let's pop up velocities on this sucker. Whichever one you got the velocities popped up on. Okay, great. Let's switch on to Vance. I know that's probably Frederick. Let's switch on to Vance. But the rotation is trying to strengthen back up a little bit. Let's see the velocity. Yep, there it is. It's trying to tighten back up again. So you folks that live in Moreland, this is serious business. Along 412, nobody should be traveling on US Highway 412 going to Moreland or coming out of Moreland, going into Woodward and coming out of Woodward. Okay. For officially Woodward, this is moving at 15 miles per hour, Noah, so this is not a very fast storm. But again, I'm telling you, if you live, and there's the fan for you folks right there. So you live in Moreland, again, tornado precautions. Take your tornado precautions. Smallest room on the lowest floor. Don't go up. You go down. Interior closet or bathroom. Wrap yourself up in pillows and blankets. Again, like I said, I don't think this is going to be a very, very large, catastrophic tornado. But nonetheless, a tornado is serious business. It doesn't matter if it's an EF0 or an EF5. It still matters. This is a dangerous situation. and this is dangerous for you folks in Moreland. Take your tornado precautions. Again, a small room on the lowest floor, near the center, and away from windows. Let's zoom in on that again, Noah. Let's lose the fan here. Let's zoom in on it. And let's go to reflectivity here. Yeah, that circulation literally right along 412. So you folks in Moreland, this is serious business. I want you in your safe spot right now, okay? Small room, as low as you can get. Basement, fine. Store cellar, fine. Safe room, smart, fine. Closet, if you can. Bathroom, if you can. Yeah, this is what we want to see. We want to see level 2 here. Again, the circulation is literally going to be in this zone. Again, there's a zone between Moreland and Woodward. That's where circulation. That's where we're noticing the most strongest circulation. Where the strongest shear is going to be located. It's going to be between Woodward and Moreland. Okay, in that little area right there. This is again. I want to remind folks. This is nothing like November 16th of last year. This is nothing like April 15th of 2015. You know, the midnight disaster that we had in Woodward that night. Where 6 people got killed. This is nothing like that. This is a storm that is capable of producing small tornadoes occasionally, and so we want you folks in this area to be sheltered. To get a small room on the lowest floor, near the center, and away from windows. Again, there might be a redevelopment of circulation on the north side of Woodward right there, but again, there could be multiple areas of small circulation. There's so much shear that we can have these things called mesovortices, and what mesovortices are small tornadoes that go up, and they can be quite significant sometimes, folks. So again, like I said, this is a heads up for you folks in Moreland and Woodward right now. Again, for you folks in Moreland and Woodward here. NOAA pop-up correlation coefficient. Pop-up correlation coefficient here. I know you might be doing some editing right now, but again, okay, move that banner out of the way here. Okay, yours is a little bit noisy. Let me check mine. Because there's something here that doesn't look good here that I noted here. There might be, there could be. I'm not saying there is, and I doubt it really highly. But again, this is just showing the seriousness here. That there could be something down. I'm noticing on another product that I'm using here from another radar system. There could be something. Yeah, there's definitely something going on here. I'm not sure. Let me go here and let me see. We haven't had a confirmed report of a tornado yet. But again, the correlation coefficient is suggesting something right there where all those colors are. You see where all those bright colors are? There's something. The velocities are suggesting. Velocities are suggesting that this could be something about to come down here. Right now. Again, I'm looking at a photo of this storm right now, and and this thing is becoming, the precipitation has become a little bit more great with this storm here. And it's a great storm structure. We're able to see the entire storm, which is, you know, pretty amazing here. But again, I'm just looking here. Hail 1.75 inches in diameter. That's about golf ball size hail. So again, this storm is definitely coming up in intensity. Noah, let's control the reflectivity here. I'm trying to see here. We're getting I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to see that correlation coefficient is actually being able to be confirmed here. Yeah, there's a new circulation developing on the north side of Woodward. I noted that on the velocity data. There could be 2 areas of circulation here. We don't want to get caught up here. Again, if you live in the city of Woodward, we still want you in your safe spot. Downtown Woodward. Now, I did say the west side of Woodward. You know, we were kind of leaning on you. We're going to take that back again. Anywhere in Woodward, if you're on the north side, east side, west side, you know, it doesn't matter. You got to be in your safe location. There could be easily, I clearly think there's 2 circulations trying to develop here. And again, Quinlan, we want you to perk up here a little bit because this thing, we are noting that there could be 2 circulations. There could be 2 circulations with this thing, and this storm could try to produce something very, 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 very dangerous. I'm retweeting something about tornado sirens here. Yeah, there's definitely, yeah, the rotations are coming up, trying to come up. Here, we have a very pronounced area of rotation that we are watching right now. If you live in Moreland, you really want you in your safe spot. Really want you in your safe spot here. There's a storm. It has high velocity winds with it, and these winds have shown signs of rotating. Okay, these winds have shown signs of rotating. So we want you folks in Moreland. We want you sheltered. Okay, we want you in your small room. We want you on your lowest floor. We want you near the center. We want you away from windows. Okay. I'm trying to see here. The tornado warning goes for about another 13 minutes. Again, another 13 minutes. The tornado warning does continue for about another 13 minutes. Here, and again, we want you folks in this area, in Woodward, in Moreland, to save shelter. We do have another storm here we want to note here. That's the reason why we've been talking about other storms right now, because we have a tornado warning for Oklahoma County, and we cover Oklahoma. Again, if we're not talking about a city in Oklahoma, that means you're doing fine. Near Freedom, northeast of Freedom, again, a severe thunderstorm warning for that storm right there. That storm is really starting to show signs of weakening here right now. But again, it clearly could be a storm that needs to be watched. Again, this thing did show signs of rotation earlier, but not enough. It's a storm that's right now currently in Woodward that is trying to produce a tornado. Let's jump back on that storm near Woodward. Oh, let's take a broad view right quick. Before we do that, let's take a broad view. And I want to show folks at home what we're talking about here. There's more storms out toward the west that we got to watch. There's a lot more storms out to the west we got to watch. So that's another tornado warning near Shamrock, Texas. I remember that tornado very well in 2005 or 6. I remember the Shamrock tornado. And there's another storm for the southwest. So again, we got 3 or 4 storms we are watching right now. And again, like I said, this could be easily a circulation. Again, like we said, we're watching it. And let's pan up to the north here, Noah. Let's pan up to the north. I'm looking here at another product here. I'm looking at a 3D view of this storm here, and there's a nice updraft with the storm. Nice updraft. Again, I don't feel like there's something like, honestly, a big, gigantic tornado down. More like a here. Okay, there's a funnel cloud. There was a small funnel being seen with this storm. Here. No, let's pan back down to the first one we had. Let's pan down to the tornado warning storm in our state. It's in the banner. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, look at that. Yep, it's ramping up. It's wrapping up really nicely. Okay, you folks in Moreland, we're telling you. Okay, whoa. Okay. Okay, you folks in Moreland, we want you in your safe spot. Again, this is not a a gigantic, strong circulation, but again, along State Highway 34, we want you sheltered right now. This is a 3D view of this storm here, and this is looking at the Echo Tops, if I'm not mistaken here. Again, you folks in Moreland proper, we want you sheltered right now. Again, there's no real strong indications of a tornado, but I will tell you what we probably are seeing. Okay, there's a lowering. We're seeing a lowering now. You folks in Woodward, folks in Moreland, this is serious. We're starting to see a lowering. The mesocyclone is getting a little bit stronger here too. Noah, you're gonna know, and Victor, you know what I'm talking about. We're starting to see the torquing. Okay, look how see how the hook is at. See where the location the hook is at. Look how see how the rain's going one way. Oh, wait, go back to GR. Go back to GR. This is going to be a great presentation of what I'm talking about. See how the hail is being pulled back one direction, and the hail on the other side is being pulled back in the other direction. Folks in Moreland, please get sheltered, okay? That's not a nice signature. When you start seeing things like that, that's usually indicative of a very, very strong mesocyclone. You need to be in your safe spot no matter what. Okay, if you live in Moreland, if you live on the north side of Moreland, especially the west side right now, you really got to be in your safe spot. Moreland's only a population of maybe 500 at the most, I think. Maybe less than that. So again, you folks in Moreland, this is heading directly for you. It's moving slowly, but yet it's progressively moving. So you folks in Moreland, we want you sheltered right now. We want you in a small room on the lowest floor near the center away from windows. Again, let's put a camera. Okay, we're going to put a camera on me here. So again, let's see here. We're going to do camera shot here. I know I look lovely today. But again, this is a dangerous situation. Again, right now, a tornado warning again for Woodward County. This continues for about another 6 minutes, and we're going to see if they extend this tornado warning or not. Again, we're going to see if they're going to extend this tornado warning or not. But again, we're noting on radar as a very, very, very dangerous signature. Right now, again, any tornado warning signature is dangerous no matter what. Okay, no matter what, it's a dangerous signature, even no matter what. But we're going to be real with you folks. In Moreland, there's definitely a storm. Again, like we said, there's been a tornado watch out for several hours now. So this really shouldn't be a surprise for you folks in Moreland and Woodward. Woodward, we still want you in your safe spot. Okay, we still want you in your safe spot. We're still noticing another circulation toward the back of this other one on the north side of Woodward. We still want you sheltered. And again, this thing is inching ever so slowly but closer to Moreland here. Right now, if you have it available, and I know you probably don't. I know, okay, you're editing on it still, so we're still talking on me. But again, we're noting that there is still a secondary circulation on the north side of Woodward here. So again, Woodward, North Woodward especially, on the east side of Fort Supply, over there toward that November 16th tornado track. We still want you, to think about this deal because this deal is still, this storm is still rotating nonetheless here. Again, the main area that we're noticing is the south of a hail core, and the mesocyclone is a pinch stronger than it was before. The mesocyclone is literally strengthened up a little bit, and we're starting to notice that because the hail is being pulled in toward the mesocyclone, like literally, it's like a sink drain. It's like a sink drain. It's being pulled in. It's being pulled in like a sink drain right now. So again, you folks in Moreland, be sheltered right now around the Moreland High School. We want you sheltered right now in a small room on the lowest floor near the center and away from windows. Woodward, we still want you sheltered right now. Again, Woodward, I cannot promise you this back circulation might come around and swing, and there we go from there. We can't make promises on that type of stuff. So you folks in Moreland and you folks in Woodward, we still want you sheltered for about another 4 minutes, and the National Weather Service will make the decision on what they're going to do again with the new tornado. If they're going to reissue a tornado warning, or they're going to let this go to severe thunderstorm warning. Right now, that's kind of debatable because we're still noting a very strong circulation. In fact, two areas of circulation. The most dominant one is coming into Moreland right now. The secondary one is still up there by Woodward right now. So again, we're noting that there's two areas of concern right now. The one on the north side of Woodward, and another one getting ready to come into Moreland. Again, I'll continue this. Nobody should be traveling along U.S. Highway 412 or State Highway 34. Nobody. Quinlan, you guys are going to be okay for a little bit here right now. Victor, do you have something?
Yeah. Severe thunderstorm warning for... it looks like a severe thunderstorm warning for Beaver County.
Okay. Severe thunderstorm warning now for Beaver County. Let me go and check on that here. Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about here. This is going to be for the storm that's coming out of the panhandle of Texas here. This storm right here, yeah, severe thunderstorm warning. And they're going to be putting out for, let me see, golf ball sized hail. So you folks in Beaver County, here, let me see, Beaver County, Gate, Laverne, Laverne, you're so close to it. Ralston, you folks could be dealing with a severe storm. Again, these storms are not really big, really giant storms right now. These storms, you remember what we had on May 9th? These storms, it's like the Stillwater storm or the Lake Thunderbird storm. This is what type of storm this is. It's not a very, very, significantly tall storm, but nonetheless, it's significant, whether what's going on or not right now. I'm going to take a look at my product here. I'm just looking at some of my data here. And again, there's still we're still noting a circulation literally right on top of Woodward here. So again, this back circulation is the more dominant storm here, and this back circulation looks to be literally right along State Highway 34. So nobody, and I mean nobody, should be traveling along State Highway 34 at this time. Nobody between right now. Again, Noah, if we have that back up here again, let's take this. If you have the radar, you're still working on it. Okay, fine. But again, you see that little impingement back there? Okay. All right. If you're ready to take the radars, then let's do it. But if you're not, then that's fine. But again, you see a little back. There's a little back curly Q in the back side. That's what we're watching. The circulation that was heading toward Moreland, that's weakened, and that's weakened significantly. I'm looking at it on my data. On my data, it's showing signs that is weakened. Weakened dramatically, in fact. But again, I continue to show a low-level lock. Again, I continue to show a low-level lock with this storm, and this storm is kind of okay. Brand new tornado warning. Okay, we got a brand new tornado warning now. This is gonna be for Woodward County until let's see. We got a brand new tornado warning now for Woodward County till let's see what time this is gonna go. This is gonna take Moreland out. So again, this is gonna be more of a. Here, this just came right out here.
Hey Elijah, I know you were just getting ready to read the warning text information, but they did take out they did keep the hazard of tornado, but it is until 8:45, just so you know.
Okay, and a little note from National Weather Service in Norman. They said this is what they're saying, and I want you to listen to this and take this with a grain of salt. They're very good, but again, this could change easily, just like that. They're saying no tornado near Woodward, but we are reissuing the tornado warning. Storm is in an environment where a tornado could develop quickly. If you did not get that, then there's a problem here. What they just said is that the tornado warning, they're going to reissue it again. For you folks in Woodward, we still want you shelter. Right now, again, you clearly see that there's still a very strong circulation with this storm here. And again, this new tornado warning goes until 8:45. Again, this new tornado warning goes until 8:45. And again, there goes the live sweep right there. But again, very, very strong. We continue to show Noah, and you're gonna communicate with me here. Noah, tell me this: is this storm? Does the rotation look weaker to you?
I mean, to be completely honest, it looks like it is starting to kind of broaden a little bit, but there is still the threat of a tornado, and if there would be one, like you've said repeatedly, it is going to be northeast of Woodward, probably just a little bit west and north of Moreland.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's exactly right. It's broadened out somewhat, and like Noah just said, it's broadened out somewhat. The shear in the storm is still there. It's still, very alive and well and breathing and having a party in there, but again, it's probably having a nice time, with a bunch, let me not say that, but again, this is, it's not, we're not expecting a very large, violent, catastrophic tornado, but nonetheless, if it's an EF0 tornado, which more than likely this circulation is not even producing that, then, it's a little bit, more loosely here, so our voice and our intensity is not very, 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 strong, but at the same time, we still want you folks north of Woodward, especially the north side of Woodward. We want you in your safe spot. Again, it seems like to me, right after this new tornado warning, it seems like the circulation is broadening out. That's the funny thing. This is how Mother Nature works, folks. Mother Nature is such a lovely tool that we like to play with here. But again, we do continue to note that there is a circulation. I'm looking at some off data here. And right there, there's your circulation right there. And again, I know, Noah, you're probably going up the scan tilts here. I'm not sure. That looks like
Elijah.
Yeah.
The storm north of Woodward, the severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for that storm.
So the one that's tornado warned?
No, the one that was severe thunderstorm warned that was just north of it has been canceled.
Oh, from Woods County.
Yes.
Okay, that's been canceled. That's probably right, because that storm was showing signs of that storm wasn't. Yeah, look at it. It's pathetic basically. You can see how from heavy rain, maybe a gusty wind, but again, this storm is becoming what we like to call outflow dominant. Again, it's not, it's becoming outflow dominant. And again, this storm is going to push up into Kansas here. And let me tell you this: When you get up in northern Woods County, it's rural. I mean, the population center is basically zip. And so again, right now the tornado warning for Woodward County does continue until 8:45, and well, really until further notice here. But again, this storm really it's not moving that much. But again, the mesocyclone is still there, and we're still noting that there is still a strong circulation. Again, storm up here that they canceled tornado warning on. I meant severe thunderstorm warning on for Woods County. Hail about the sizes of nickels or less. Hail the size of nickels or less. So that's saying that this storm is definitely falling apart. And really, to be honest, it's going into a spot where, dew point, I'm looking at a Mesonet here. Temperature in Alva right now is 75 with a dew point of 70. That's really ripe, severe weather conditions here. But again, this storm just couldn't make it. And so, again, this storm, it didn't make it. I guess shear, probably what happened to shear probably literally ate it apart probably. So again, nonetheless, we're still watching that storm very, very carefully. Right now, again, we do want to note, let's jump back on our Woodward storm, Noah. Let's jump on our Woodward storm. And after we jump off this one, we're going to talk about the Beaver County severe thunderstorm warning that we have. Let's jump back on this storm here. This storm is becoming a lot more defined here on where the circulation is located at now.
Elijah, if we can go back over to, let's see, I think it's going to be source number 1. We're going to go back over to GR. One thing I did notice is the same way you're noticing, that little inflow notch starting to get a little bit bigger. A few roads probably is going to be Quail Ridge Acres, which is a road, for those of you that live out there, is north of Woodward. From there over to State Highway 34 is where the biggest threat of any tornado would be right now.
Yeah, that's probably the circulation. And if there's a wall cloud, that's where that wall cloud is going to be literally sitting right over right now. So, you folks, know that area. Again, like I said, this is north of Woodward High School, north of the big transmitter. I seriously forgot what TV station owns that transmitter. It's a giant transmitter that sits literally right on the campus of Woodward High School. And it's going to be way north of that. In fact, it's going to be way out there. So again, this is going to be about maybe 3 to 5 miles to the north of downtown Woodward. You folks, especially on the northern ends of Woodward, we want you in your safe spot right now. Again, we continue to keep a tornado warning until 8:45, and I feel like that's what the National Weather Service is doing. That they're keeping that tornado warning just because of that impingement, and it might look a little bit better and a little bit more organized on reflectivity. Again, their hail sizes don't look to be all of that, all of that crazy here. Again, Noah, is this our hail product? Oh, are we switching?
Yeah, this one's vertically integrated liquid. We can switch over to the mean estimated hail size, I think. So I think it's going to be anywhere between. Well, this actually is picking up. I think what we may be running into though is kind of overestimating how big this hail may be. I don't think there really is 2.6 inch diameter hail. I think it's probably more in the range of maybe quarters. That may be at the biggest.
And I will say this: a storm. My radar system was suggesting you had 2.6.
Yeah, 2.6.
I have 2.5.
Yeah, I think we may be running into a little error with just the radar. See, look, there we go. Here's the latest scan. I'm guessing that bumps them down quite a bit, about 1.8.
It's more realistic.
Yeah, that seems like it's a more realistic number.
Yeah, and so these storms, they're not, we're not, like I said, it's not low top. At the same time, it's not high top. It's this thing we call surface base. Surface-based thunderstorms are quite intense some days, especially if you can get the right ingredients to come in here. You can get some pretty intense surface-based thunderstorms, and they're rooted to the surface here. Oh wow, look at that! You folks, know what it's called? Your area? I forgot what it was called. North of Woodward High School, about 3 to 5 miles north of. It's a big housing community up there. You folks, this is a mean-looking storm. I did promise we would talk about Beaver County here. Beaver County severe thunderstorm warning. We note there is no rotation with that storm coming out of the Texas Panhandle, moving into Beaver County. We note no rotation with that storm right now. Again, that's that storm right there on that other source there. Again, we do note there is some hail, but again, as we can tell, no rotation. None whatsoever right now. Well, there might be a little bit broad that's keeping the hail sizes sustained. So let's go back over to our Woodward storm. Let's jump over to WSV3. I know that's like my favorite system here. Right now, the storm is drifting more northerly. The storm, what's happening is the rain is pushing far. Yeah, let's zoom in on this deal. And I think I know what's happening. The rain is pushing farther away from the main circulation, and that's going to allow this thing to breathe, and it's going to be healthy, and it's going to be alive, and it's going to be thriving, and it's going to be all the above. So you folks on the north side of Woodward, serious business right now. We do want you in a safe spot, especially in the northern side of Woodward here. What are we doing here? Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a surface-based rooted storm. This is a surface. We do want to continue. This is a surface-based thunderstorm. We do want to continue saying that this is a surface-based thunderstorm. And Noah, you might want to cut down the speed of this thing, because the National Weather Service is saying this thing is moving at 5 miles per hour, and on my radar system, it's suggesting a speed of 2 miles per hour. So it's not a 20 mile per hour movement. But again, if you're trying to get as many cities as you can, depending on how fast this thing, because it would be in Winoka at like 10 o'clock. So again, you folks north of Woodward here, we want you to continue in your tornado safe spot. And Noah, let's go back to the traditional view here. That's a little, that's kind of that disorientated me here. If you can. Okay, great, thank you. Again, we do want to continue again. Tornado warning for Woodward, and again, the northern sides of Woodward, especially Moreland. Here comes the live sweep there. This thing is. Oh yeah. Whoa. Pause. Go back to velocity. We might have something trying to spin up here. I have a other sort. Noah, before I get caught up in hyperbole here, what does this look like to you? I'm gonna look at some off data right quick. So Noah, you mind talking for like a second here?
Sure. Hey, that's fine with me. The way it looks right now. And this is, right now, in this moment in time, it's not extremely strong. It's not looking like a very large tornado that's going to blow away your house and blow away everything you own. This looks like, if anything were to spin up, it would probably be a weak tornado. Let's see if we can go in here a little bit further. Some of these roads, so like we said earlier, Quail Ridge Acres, between State Highway 34 and then between U.S. Highway 183, so a couple of the places in between. Let's see if we can switch to back to the other Guardian. Look at velocities. Wow, yes, that's not the sign you want to really see when you're expecting the storm to weaken. We may have some strengthening rotation in the back of the storm. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, I'm going to screen share this too. Yeah. Let me get my on here.
While you're doing that, I need to go back and look at the. Well, actually, no, I can do that. I can do that in a minute. If I can, okay, yeah. Here is an image of. I'm guessing this is the wall cloud and the rotation in the storm. You can clearly see rain-free base and the rain kind of off to the left side. It's not a pretty storm, but you can definitely tell that it's strengthening. If we can go back over to, let's see, we're going to switch modes back here again. And go
Elijah, Noah?
Yes, go ahead.
This is a tornado reported.
Okay, the one in Woodward?
Yes, Woodward tornado is a reported tornado.
Okay. I knew this was going to happen. if let's see, I'm gonna actually switch back over to the
4
other.
miles north of Woodward, moving east at 15 miles per hour.
Okay. Well, if we can, I'm gonna put a track on this. Elijah, I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I think you probably just saw the report of the tornado. I think we're
And I'm just looking at some off data here, and I want to say this. I want to remind you folks, this is not a very strong tornado. Like Noah just said, it's not a very strong tornado. We're talking about F0, F1, F0, F1 type tornado. Enhanced Vegeta. EF0, EF1 tornado, not, a gigantic EF5 tornado that's about to take, that's about to go and, do horrible things and ruin your life here. But again, I do want to stress to you folks that live in Woodward, especially north sides of Woodward. The wall cloud is very well pronounced, and again, we continue. And I'm looking at my off-brand data here. This thing is. I've seen this thing now.
Yeah, this isn't looking so good. Sorry, go ahead, Elijah. I was just getting ready to point out. Whenever you see, if I can take this storm track off of here real quick, whenever you see any of this start to kind of double back around, literally, I mean, you have the.
Okay, we have there's tornado on the ground.
Okay.
It looks like it might be a multiple vortex. It might be developing multiple vortex.
Okay, if we can, I'm gonna let you take this for a second.
So
I'm gonna let you take this for a second and talk and track this. I'm gonna see if I can get one of the sources up to stream this.
Okay, folks that Noah just said, be sheltered now. Okay, this is serious business. This is a tornado down. Okay, this is a tornado on the ground. And again, like I said, we're talking. This is a cone-shaped tornado. It looks like a cone-shaped tornado. EF0, EF1. Give or take. This is along County Road 35, along Highway 34. Nobody flew on Highway 34. We might have had a brief multiple vortex tornado. I don't see the vortices anymore. It came down for a second. We had two little vortices spin up. I don't see that anymore. But it doesn't look like this tornado is it's going to be a strong tornado. Usually when we say multiple vortex, that usually means there's probably this could be usually EF3 or higher tornadoes are usually multiple vortex. But again, right now it looks like we had one or two vortices that came down. It was a very broad. It was a concentrated funnel, and below it we had about one or two little funnels that were kicked up with this thing called vortices. So right now, large cone tornado on the ground. Noah and Victor, do you copy that?
Yeah.
Large cone tornado on the ground.
If we can't, I'm actually just going to switch radar sources because this one's really annoying me. If we can switch to, there we go. And we got, okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, if you see this little purple polygon, I'll maybe zoom out a little bit. This purple polygon, if you live in any of these areas, you need to take cover. So, matter of fact, if we can zoom in a little bit tighter on Woodward, I'll name off some of these streets. If you live on these streets, you probably need to take cover. If you live on 19th Street, between there, Lincoln Avenue, between there, Jackson, 14th, 12th, and then if you live Washington, Jefferson, and I guess these all are president names, and then whenever those roads connect with State Highway 34, you need to be taking cover immediately.
Yeah, this is a large cone tornado, okay? You folks in North Woodward, be in a safe spot now, okay? Small room, lowest floor. We're still showing indications this could be, the circulation actually gotten stronger now.
Elijah?
Uh-huh.
This is unrelated to the tornado, but a flash flood warning has been issued for the Woodward storm.
Yeah, and this thing's not moving. That's the deal. This thing's not moving. Noah, the circulation is strengthening a little bit. It's gotten tighter. That's not good. You folks in Woodward, this is serious. Especially the north side of Woodward. If you own a farm out there, I know this is probably gonna be definitely seriously for you. But again, you folks that live in Woodward, please take cover now. Again, this storm's not moving that fast. It's going to be a little bit east of the North Canadian River. Uh, Again, the Woodward Iodine Corporation. Oh Lord, this is an iodine company. We all know what iodine is. If you're near that plant, if you're near the Woodward Iodine Corporation plant, that plant needs to be either A, evacuated, or B, put people in shelter. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. For the folks that are either near or in or anywhere near the Woodward Iodine Corporation plant, we want you either to A, we want you to put people in your safe spot right now. Again, I don't know what I just say, evacuate? I don't know why I just said that. Don't evacuate. Don't outrun this thing. It might be moving, 2 miles per hour, but again, that doesn't matter. We still want you folks sheltered right now. We're still showing some indications that this could be an EF1, a reasonable EF0, EF1. So we've seen a large cone tornado at times. There's been a large cone at times. I'm seeing here. Yep, we still have a tornado down. This tornado is still on the. Well, I don't know. We don't have a live photo. Tornado is still on the ground. We still have a tornado down. We still have a tornado down. You folks that are along 34, please pull over and stop. The tornado is heading directly for you. This is dangerous, okay? This is a large cone tornado. Please, you folks, again, like I keep saying, this thing, we continue to see this thing as a multiple vortice tornado. This thing, it's a large cone tornado, but little vortices spinning up at the bottom. Right now. So again, you folks that are in the areas of this thing, shelter now. Shelter now. You're around the Woodward Iodine Corporation plant. Shelter your folks, please. We have what could be a large cone tornado. With a large cone tornado that is still on the ground, possibly doing damage. It's not really moving that much, but it doesn't matter. Okay, it really doesn't matter. You folks that are in the path of this thing, you should be in your tornado shelter right now.
Eli,
Victor.
Severe thunderstorm warning issued for Ellis and Harper counties until 9:15 p.m.
Okay, so that's going to be now a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Ellis and Harper counties, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We don't know. I'm looking here at Twitter. We don't have a live stream. Sadly enough, I don't have a live stream to look at here. Okay, we still continue with the tornado. It's trying to rope out. Okay, the tornado's trying to rope out. We're still noting here. Let me see here. It's really weakening, folks. It's really weakening. It's been on the ground now. This is bad. It was on the ground for about 4 minutes now. It's multiple vortices. It's a small multiple vortex tornado. And the fun thing is, I'm looking at the stream. I'm looking at the sun is literally in the background of this tornado. And the tornado itself might be trying to get wrapped up in rain. If we can't, are we ready to take WSB3, Noah? If we're not, then we'll continue with me here. But again, I'm continuing to note there's still a tornado down. We still note there's a tornado. This tornado is still on the ground. I'm looking at the stream here. And it looks like it's trying to get smaller. It's trying to get smaller here. It's not a very strong tornado. We're telling you probably maybe an EF0. An EF0 tornado. We're going by velocities and looks here. But again, what I'm looking at here, the max strength.
Elijah, if I can interrupt for just a second.
Yeah.
I did notice, looking at velocities on Guardian, they have come down significantly in the past couple of scans.
Yeah, like I said, this tornado is probably maybe, like an EF0. It's really weakening. Okay, the velocities have really come down in this storm, and I guarantee you the National Weather Service is probably going to reissue a tornado warning for this storm at any given moment here. So, So again, I'm just looking at the stream here. You felt okay. The tornado has lifted. Okay, the tornado has either done one of two things. Either A, it got caught up in the rain, and tornadoes don't like rain unless it has the inflow from the rain, unless it has warm rain. And this is, kind of not right to say, but it's kind of not politically correct here. But it doesn't like cold rain. These things like warm rain. And so again, there's a warm. So this thing, there's no warm rain for this thing to work with. So this tornado is going to get cut. It's going to get itself choked off. Okay, so we're going to take my camera here for a second. So again, like I said, the tornado probably is lifted. It's lifted again. I think the tornado max strength probably was EF1. This thing was a large cone tornado. It probably only moved maybe a half a mile from its original position. So again, you folks are packing the storm. Again, this thing has produced it produced a sizable tornado. It really did. It did produce a sizable tornado. And again, this thing is stationary. It's not moving. So you folks in Woodward, you're gonna have some rain. You're gonna have some raining issues right now. You're gonna have some pretty significant water issues here. I'm looking at some of my data here when we had the tornado occurring. Let me see here. The max strength of this tornado, I believe, was an EF1. The velocity data that I was showing here. There might be a new wall cloud developing here. There may be a new wall cloud developing here. I'm trying to see who's listening here on the other here. And Victor,
Elijah.
It
does look like these two storms are trying to split.
They're splitting?
It looks like it.
Okay. Oh, I see. We have a left split. Okay. And that's and folks, what that could temporarily weaken the storm. That could help us. Oh, I do want to note. Okay, tornado is back on the ground. Tornado is back on the ground. It's wrapped up in rain. It's in haze right now. I do want to note this. We do need to note this. And Victor, I know we're probably not available to take the radar here. There's a storm that's coming out of the Texas, and this is the one Victor talked about for a severe thunderstorm warning that was for Harper and Ellis County. And I'm going to be dead honest with you. I know Victor and Noah, you remember the November 16th Fort Supply tornado and the Selman tornado track. This storm, and it's a circulation, and I know this is not politically correct to say, but again, it's literally, and I'm being every inch as dead serious as I can be, is that it literally looks like the circulation is trying to go right on that same tornado path of last year, November 16th. There is a circulation with that storm, and that's going to be the next storm we got to watch, because this air has not been tapped. It has not been tapped. A dew point of 70 engaged, and so this air is awfully warm. Noah, you can message me on this one. Do we have the radar available again to take? Because we have we may have two rotating thunderstorms. The one is tornado warning. We do want to continue with this tornado warning does continue. Here I'm looking here. The tornado might be a rope. The tornado might be a rope now. Tornado is lifted. You see, this thing is either lifted. This thing is probably lifted. I'm looking at the velocity data. I'm looking at a live stream here. The tornado looks to have lifted. Here, Noah. Let's go back over to the Noah. Are we available to take the radar? The radar. You can answer on here or what? That doesn't matter. We're available to take the radar.
Yeah, we are on radar. Just so you know, we are.
It's kind of radar. I think I'm presenting to everyone here.
Okay. So yeah, we got that storm, tornado warning. But yeah, the rotation has weakened considerably in that storm. Not to say it won't come back up. Not to say that the threat's completely over, but it has come back down a little bit.
Okay, do want to jump on another storm. We do have another storm coming up in Ellis County. That's the one that we haven't talked about. So let's jump on that storm here. And again, this storm is rotating also. Let's zoom in on it. No, not north of Shattuck, and again, it's going. Well, the rotation on your system is not that strong. Um, I did show a pretty impressive circulation at a time here. Um, let me just go back here. Yeah, it tight. It got strong, and then now it's broad. It's gonna be broad circulation. So again, folks, I just want to remind you. And I think I didn't express that enough. We're not going to see a tornado like November 16th. That was an EF1 that was the EF2 with a satellite EF1. Nothing like that. Okay. This tornado, if there is something there, is probably it's probably a lowering, and what that's going to do, folks, is going to help sustain the hail size. Okay, it's going to help sustain the hail. So again, you folks, your Gage and Shattuck, this thing right now is not a big time tornado. It's not even tornado warning. It's really severe thunderstorm warning along 283 right now. Here, right now. So again, we're going to see if they're going to here. Noah and Victor, both of you here, I'm going to tell you this, is that the National Weather Service, when this tornado was down, they issued a PDS tornado warning. They said that the tornado damage was considerable. So again, I just want to let you know that right now.
They lifted the reported tornado warning, and it is now just a regular tornado warning.
Okay, so they've gone back to taking the PDS off?
I am going. Yes, they did take it off.
Okay. Okay, let me do something right now. Noah, take over for right quick, just a second.
Okay. Let's see. Let me switch back to radar systems. Yeah. Rotation has weakened considerably, and if there is any, well, I guess I know this. Let me switch storms again. This is going to be the furthest north storm in our state right now, and it has weakened considerably. Threat's still there. I mean, you don't want to act like there's no risk for tornado at all, but it's weakened considerably. And Victor, I don't know if Victor, if we have
tornado warning now.
I just saw tornado warning extended till 9:15. Okay, so that's new. But go ahead, Elijah.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna be a new tornado warning until 9:15 for Woodward County again. And again, this is really a 30-minute warning. And so, and honestly, you want my honest opinion, I don't think it's really about ready to do anything else. The sun is setting. We have, an ungodly impressive amount of shear here. But again, this was a fairly large tornado. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was a fairly large tornado. This thing was a cone. It was a fairly large cone. But now the sun is beginning to set. We're not. This was kind of fun because this storm did touch down. Tornado touched down right at sunset, and we got beautiful images of the tornado here. But again, I think the max strength of this tornado, and probably more than likely the National Weather Service is going to do, which I disagree on 100%, is that they're going to probably get this tornado an EF. They'll do two things to it. They'll get either rated an EF0 or they'll rate it an EFU. And for you folks that a lot of people have never heard of EFU before. The EFU stands for, it can either stand for two things. It either stands for an undefined tornado or undetermined tornado. And a lot of times when they say determined, it really means undefined, which means they're not really going to go back and check on it, to be honest. But again, I'm not saying the National Weather Service does a horrible job. They do an excellent job on everything they do. Would I like to change the way they rate tornadoes? Sure. I'm not going to lie on that one, but right now, we do continue to say tornado warning now for Woodward County, and more than likely, Noah, let's punch velocities if we can. Let's punch the velocities if we can here. And Noah, if you're there, let's punch the velocities here. And let me go back. I cannot see your thing here. And yeah, the circulation is really falling apart. I'm sorry, the circulation is falling apart. But nonetheless, there's a tornado warning. And I'm going to say this. Woolworth, the city of Woolworth, all clear. If you live on the far northern side of Woolworth County, we still want you in your shelters. Toward the Harper, Woolworth County line, we want you sheltered. If you live in Moreland, all clear. Moreland, we want to give you an all clear. Quinlan, Fort Supply, surrounding areas. This had nothing to do with you today. So you, Quinlan and Fort Supply had nothing to do with you. But again, I do want to stress to you again, we do continue with a possible tornado. Again, circulation doesn't look that impressive, but it doesn't matter. You folks that are north of Woolworth and the rural area of Woolworth County, we want you in your safe spot right now. Like I said, it's not a very strong circulation. It's not strong, but nonetheless, it's not wimp. It's not a wimp either. Here again, and I do have a feeling that hopefully the National Weather Service does us broadcasters and private sectors a favor and cancel it, if you know what I mean. And but again, right now we will respect it. That there's still a tornado warning, and we need to respect that. Again, we do continue. There's a tornado warning for this storm, and really this storm is now. I'm looking at another product here on my radar. This storm is really not there anymore when it comes to this storm is really, it's a mid-top storm. It's really what it is, and really these mid-top storms can get the torn right out of them. So I honestly believe this storm is not going to make it very far anymore. I think it split. It's splitting again. Also, it's starting to do another split, and really that storm is just falling apart. The updraft is not being able to be sustained anymore, and hopefully that will conclude tonight's little episode of severe weather that tried to occur. But again, we're still watching the storm near Shattuck. That still does show signs of rotation. Not very strong rotation, not weak rotate. It's not very strong rotation. It's broad, but again, it's come up at times. So again, we're going to keep an eye on that one. But again, we're going to continue with this tornado warning until they hopefully make the decision on canceling it, because hopefully they're making a decision on that. Victor, have you heard any new data on your end?
No, nothing. All the warnings are still there. There is no. Although I have noticed that the Beaver storm, the storm has weakened just a bit. It does not look like it has very large hail. Apparently the hail core is gone, so they will cancel the severe thunderstorm warning on that soon. And that's about it.
Okay, and Noah, you're in, same deal. Nothing new from your end.
Yeah, I mean, we're still just looking at some of the latest radar data, and it looks as if what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up having these storms that are west of Woodward that are moving east run into these storms, which would basically cause a big mumble jumble for 20 or 30 minutes, and then have them switch over into just slow moving storms for the rest of the evening.
Okay. Here, and these storms did form along a boundary. These storms did form along a boundary here that we do want to note here. And the boundary literally was right on top of where this tornado track was. So again, that's one thing I really want to focus on. We want to focus on boundaries and where these boundaries are set up. That's where the highest connection of shear and instability usually are. May 6th of 2015 last year, and this year May 9th, and also what's it called? April 29th, we had boundaries, and we see what happens. But again, right now we do continue with a tornado warning for our northern Woodward County, and for the time being that goes until 9:15. Right now I'm just looking here, and again, it doesn't appear to be. Okay, Noah and Victor, here's a heads up here. the storm near Shattuck, and this is what the National Weather Service is saying, that said the evolution of it is very, very similar to what just happened with the Woodward storm. Do you guys know what that
I was just about to point that out, although I didn't want to point it out just in case. But yes, I have been noting that rotation has been on and off, but it hasn't been a consistent intensification of the rotation.
I do want to say, there's a cyclone. Oh, I went from a mid-level lockdown to a low-level lockdown on that Shattuck storm. So, you know, folks north of Shattuck, I want you to be, you know, folks, especially the north side of Shattuck, if you were impacted by November 16th, heads up. This storm is just like the evolution of what we just had about 20 minutes ago. You folks up there, keep an eye on this storm. We do note this storm is trying to rotate. It's trying, and you know, whether it's a Nawadi EF520 or whether it's an EF0 like we just had, which more than likely that's probably more reasonable than EF0. We don't want you folks. We do want you folks up there to be aware that the storm that we do have up near Shattuck is showing the very same characteristics that the Woodward storm did, with splitting off, having the other storm fall apart basically, and then having a circulation develop, and then we ended up with this mumble jumble mess here. But again, I do want to noting here to rotate. Oh, whoa, Victor, Noah. If you have the rotation popped up here, if you have the radar available, is the radar available?
Yeah, we can switch over real quick.
Yes, I'm showing a very, very strong signature of a possible potential tornado north of Shattuck, and this is ramped up.
Let's see if I can.
Also, the Woodward storm is also trying to re-intensify. So we got two things we got to watch now. The circulation in the Woodward storm has picked back up.
Let me see if I can get.
Okay, new tornado warning now for Ellis County.
Yep, just saw that.
Ellis County. We knew this was. I knew that was about to come anyway. This goes until what time, Noah?
This is gonna be till. I'm guessing it's probably be either 9 or 9:30. Yeah, 9:30. So this expires at 9:30.
Yay! Oh. Happens. These things are gonna be playing. I hate playing this game so much. It's a game in the weather community. Noah's played this game 1,000 times. Guess what game it is? It's whack-a-mole. And what we mean by whack-a-mole in weather is when you have a tornado warning and the circulation, and really, we really find this common in squall lines, like 8.6. But, sometimes supercells do this a lot. And they have circulation that goes up, it looks really strong, it looks like a beast, then it goes down to a little wimpy kid. Then it goes up, beast, a little wimp. Up, down, up, down, up, down. And so I have a feeling, Noah, and Victor, we're going to be playing whack-a-mole. And trust me, that's what's gotten my gray hair over the years. So, if you're in the weather community and you know what whack-a-mole is, I know it's not fun to play. So, right now, if you're going to be working on that, then we need to switch over to my camera view, because you're presenting. Right now, so we're working 2 tornado warnings. Right now, but again, I do want to note here, we do have a I'm looking at some rotation products here. Like I said, tornado warning now for Ellis County. That doesn't continue until 9:30. And given this circulation here, I'm looking at this one. Honestly, it's not going to be lasting that long. They might end up canceling this thing right before it even gets started. Right now, so you folks that live in Shattuck, we want you to stay safe here. But the rotation with the Woodward storm is coming down dramatically. Hey, Noah, let's pan over to the Woodward storm here. And I do want to note this one that's coming down a lot. Victor, you got information?
Yes, the severe thunderstorm warning for Beaver County has been pulled. It has been canceled.
Okay. Okay, great. Get tornado warning in this storm. Honestly, you want my honest opinion on it. It's not what it's supposed to be. It's more of a disgrace of a supercell. But again, I do continue. I still note there is some circulation. It might have tried to put down a rope tornado. Yeah, you see that too, Noah. With that storm, try to put down a rope tornado, possibly. Give or take a rope. And the other storm that we have here, yeah, the rotation on the other storm is strengthening. It's coming back up now. And the thing with this tonight is going to be this thing is coming, and this is what it looked like a few minutes ago. In fact, that was a live scan, correct, Noah?
Uh, yeah, that was the latest sweep of the
New
live
severe
radar.
thunderstorm warning, including Woods, Ellis, Woodward, and Harper County.
Okay. Okay, and Noah, I just want to note here, Victor, you too. Doesn't the circulation on the storm looks, and I don't want to say, it's starting to look a little bit more impressive. It looks it's just like a pinch stronger, and like I said, this thing is going to ramp up and ramp down here. But again, I'm showing the exact same thing just happened too again. Here, tornadoes possibly on the ground. Here, I think there's another thing here we need to watch here, guys. Near May, Oklahoma, there's an anticyclonic supercell. An anticyclonic supercell. And again, this circulation is going to be crossing 283 south to 15. They'll actually be traveling on 283 between the junction of 412 and 283 and from downtown Shattuck. Okay, nobody. We don't want anybody traveling on those little thoroughfares right there, right now. But again, we did continue with a 22 tornado warnings now, one for Woolworth County and another one for Ellis County. Right now, the Woolworth and both these are sitting right now over fairly rural land. Right now. Again, let's jump on the Woolworth County storm here. And again, the Woolworth County storm looks the best on reflectivity right now. Again, you clearly see there's a little bit of a notch. This is the far east of Fort Supply, north of Woolworth. That's what we call it hook. It's not a strong hook, but again, it's a hook at the most here. I'm just looking here. Here, let's jump on the other storm here. We have circulation on because there was this storm is spinning. The whole entire. And here's the thing with the storm. And Victor and Noah hate me when I always say this, but this storm is not low top, but it's working like a low top supercell. The whole entire storm is spinning. And I know I'm starting to have a sinus issue here. The whole entire storm is spinning. It's spinning like a, let's not say that word. And the storm it's going to continue to spin, and what's going to do? It's going to spin itself off. That's what it's going to do. It's going to spin itself off here. Noah, what is your opinion? What's your thought on that Woolworth storm? Because I've been noting that the rotation looks.
I mean, I have noticed in the past couple of scans, it's trying to do another kind of little curly Q in the back of the storm. And if we animate this, it's slow. It's having to put in the frames. The first thing you notice right off the bat is the storm has barely moved. It's still raining very, very heavily over the same area that it has been for the past 20 and 30 minutes. That's probably the big reason for why they issued the flash flood warning, if I'm correct. But the velocities have come up a little bit, and I guess we're having a little issue switching sources and the smoothing of the radar. I think the sweep's about to come around in just a second. I think we get a new sweep of the live radar every 30 seconds or so. We'll have to see, because you do notice as you look out to the west, you do see that little band of rain moving a little bit closer. I mean, these storms are fairly close to each other. This one near west of Fort Supply, that's severe, and then you also have the actual tornado warned storm itself. But this storm down further south and west probably is going to have the higher chance of producing a tornado, because I mean, if we zoom out and take a big view of northwest Oklahoma. There's no storms anywhere near to the south that are going to be taking any of the moisture and energy available for the storms, but you've got these two storms right here that are basically about to merge into one.
And let's hope and pray that mitigates the tornado risk. Because what if we were talking about? Oh, we really need a severe weather event. We need a severe weather event. Once you get in the month of May, unless you have another 2014 year, you really are like, did I really wish for this? There's some days I wish for another 2014 year because you can get really active here and it can get frustrating, it can get tiring. But nonetheless, right now, again, we do continue with a tornado warning for Woodward County. And again, hopefully with that little rain shower that's moving in through there, hopefully that might kill that circulation permanently. Unless this whole entire storm decides to rotate all over again. Here, but again, here, there's a new report here of a new circulation. Here, and no, I do want to continue. I do want to note here there's a new that circulation does continue to look fairly impressive here. If it doesn't continue to look, it looks fairly impressive. Right now, I do continue to show a low-level lock, and now the Woodward storm, Noah, on my radar system, I do continue to note there's a low-level lock on it too. That goes for you too, Victor. Both of these storms are noticing a low-level lock on both of them. Here. I'm trying to see. There's also something here I want to note here. Noah, go up. You know where Selman is, don't you? Because Selman was got hit strong by November 16th. Go up a little bit to the north of Fort Supply. See that little shower right there, north of Fort Supply? Go up, Noah, if you can hear me. Go up a little bit to the north. Toward Freedom here. Okay, zoom in. Okay, zoom in on that thing to the northwest of Freedom. Okay, pan northwest. Pan to your left. Keep on going. Keep on going. Right there. Turn the velocity data on. Okay, now zoom back out. Because there's something to note here. Something's weird going on here. Zoom out on velocity. There was something that we were noting here. Something was trying to happen here. Right now, we'll continue to watch it here. But again, there's something was trying to develop here. Right now. So again, let's take the wide view out. We continue to have 2 tornado warnings that are working. One of these should be expiring. Both of them expire 15 minutes apart from each other. Let me see what the National Weather Service is going to do with this tornado warning they have issued for Woodward County, because by all means here, don't really think there needs to be a tornado warning anymore. I see here, let me just here again, I'm noting here is that they are now noting that here, I'm looking here at the data. Okay, Woodward tornado, Noah and Victor. The Woodward tornado warning is being canceled as we speak. They're canceling it. They're canceling the Woodward tornado warning. So that should become, they'll either do it at the expiring date, or they'll do it, about now. Hopefully they do it about now, because that's what kind of my wish is. But again, and momentarily they'll be canceling that tornado warning. Hopefully, apparently, that's just coming off the NWS chat that they're canceling the tornado warning. The other storm is actually lost. Noah, let's put on velocity on the other storm, the static storm. And I want to note this one too. The rotation's not as strong. But I do want to note nothing else here. The Woodward storm, now that rain looks like it's feeding into that storm. Noah, you have more experience with that than I do. What is your thought on that? Because that looks a little bit more impressive.
Originally looking at it, or not originally, but just looking at it as a weakening supercell, it looks as if what will happen is you'll have all of this rain, port supply points a little bit north, a little bit west, and a little bit south. If all of that basically move into an area where the storm probably is either very slowly sitting or will be moving. This storm has barely moved at all in the past. I think the past 40 minutes, the storm has literally moved. I think a total of maybe 2 or 3 miles, 4 or 5 miles. So with this storm, the one that's going a little bit faster, this one we have it moving about 20 at northeast, and then you've got this storm a little bit further south, the Woodward storm, which is barely scooting north. So what would happen most likely is you'll have this port supply storm hit the northern edge, disrupt some of the rotation, and disrupt some of the organization efforts that are being done right now with the storm, but we've still just got to watch this storm back down here.
Okay. And on that Shattuck storm, doesn't the and this is my opinion, it looked like the rotation looked a little bit more disorganized. Does that look like the standpoint from your view too?
It does look disorganized, but I guess we still got to kind of remember we are a little bit far from the radar site. We're about, if I can actually do the measurement tool, I think we're actually about 90, almost 91 miles away from the radar site itself. So I don't think we're going to be able to see crystal clear radar data or any clearer than what we are seeing right now with the Woodward storm.
Mm-hmm. And here's another thing. Look how see that little no void zone? That's actually a big giant forest that the radar has to cut through. And the radar beam is really low at the bottom. Once it gets to those treetops are really, really high. So we start running into the issue of not being able to see the storm. We're not able to see the storms as clear as we used to. And so that's the issue we've run over the past few years with using bands. And I'm shocked when they bought correlation.
Elijah.
Yes.
A new severe thunderstorm warning for the Woodward storm. I think this is in response as they will soon cancel the tornado warning.
Okay.
This includes the counties of Woods, Woodward, and Harbor.
Okay, something else to note here. There's an anticyclonic storm. Well, there's a little something trying to, I don't know if this may be radar noise or what. Now, this is just my opinion. Just to the southwest of Buffalo, something has been trying to go around going on around Buffalo. It might be these little spinning eddies going around or something. Something's been trying to. This is on my radar system. I've noted that it's tried that do it multiple times. And what it might be is these few little anticyclonic tornadoes. No, I thought you were going to say something about that.
I think what we may be looking at is maybe a little bit of a not a displacement error, but just some of the radar noise itself being overlaid. Plus, this is actually the area. You notice how when you get a little bit further over here, you got more of these grays within the actual velocity itself. You're kind of coming into a line where anywhere north of that, the radar kind of can tell what direction the wind is moving. So if you have winds moving this way, it can tell, okay, well, you've got winds moving at this direction, at this speed. This is about the line where it can't really differentiate. It's an east-west line. It works the same way north and south. So I think we may be just running into a little bit of a radar kind of pixel over whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you're right. Also, let's jump on the storm north of Shattuck here. The rotation continues. There might be two circulations trying to develop here. And again, like I said, we're so, and like Noah said, we're so far out, that it's going to be hard to see, Jack anymore. And so again, they're going to be. And here's the thing here. Noah and Victor, we talked about the hail sizes. They're saying the hail size of the storm expected 3 inch in diameter. So that's brutally strong hail, large hail that they're talking about here. And something to note here, the rotation looks, in fact, rotation looks a lot better than it's ever has before, but that's because it looks a little bit more organized. But it's still broad. It's still broad. It doesn't matter, it's still broad. So let's punch on the velocity on your radar on that radar system, Noah, on GR. And again, I don't know how to say it here. Victor, you or Noah, you might be able to say it better than I could, but
It doesn't look extremely impressive, but like we've said, it's because we're not super close. I mean, if there's anything really at all that's worth mentioning, you've got rotation over U.S. Highway 283 and State Highway 15. I mean, that's about the farthest you can go out there on any of these state highways. And the one thing to know is the further you get out here, I'm pretty sure there aren't as many. While there may not be as many people, there are still people out here. So I know you're probably thinking, oh, well, it's kind of getting annoying. There's no real tornado threat anymore. But there are people out here, and this is a tornado warning, so it's something that we have to take consideration of. And I was just getting ready to say this. Notice this, Elijah. The Woodward storm. It did exactly sort of the same thing that I was talking about. You have this Fort Supply storm moving east towards it, and you've got it moving north. So now we've got basically, I mean, even this storm north of the main storm, this storm right here, being merged into this big little storm complex. So we'll have to see in the next coming scans what this does, and if this just turns into one bigger storm, or if you basically just have a big jumble of some lightning and thunder and just some heavy rain.
I'm looking too. As soon as we get this last tornado warning, hopefully they cancel it, because let me see, I had orthodontist stuff done, and my mouth is literally like it's like someone's taking a hammer and just jabbing.
Elijah.
Yeah, Victor.
You do know that they canceled the tornado warning, correct?
For Woodward County.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We still have a tornado warning for Ellis County.
Yeah, but the Woodward County storm the tornado warning has been canceled.
Okay, and so this stuff is one tornado warning, and honestly, like Victor, like Noah just said, nobody lives. People say, oh, nobody lives out there. Well, people do live out there, and people do deserve the same exact coverage that Oklahoma City deserves. Tulsa gets that type of coverage, then somewhere in the middle of nowhere, that one person that lives on a farm deserves that coverage. It doesn't matter. But right now, we do continue with noticing how did I say it here? A weak circulation with the storm. Let's zoom in on this is the only the only storm of concern right now. As soon as we get this off, we are going off unless we have to come back on for another tornado warning. But again, let's put on the velocity data for this storm, and it's showing broad rotation, very broad rotation, and honestly, hopefully National Weather. I'm gonna check the National Weather Service and see what they're doing with this tornado warning. And again, like Victor said, this is 5 minutes ago from the National Weather Service chat. They said tornado potential going down in Woodward storm. We will be issuing a severe thunderstorm warning instead of a tornado warning, and that's just about right. And I think they're going to be probably doing the same thing for the Ellis County tornado warning.
Also, the Ellis County the Ellis County severe thunderstorm warning, the previous one that included more central parts of Ellis County has been canceled and now includes extreme northern parts of Ellis County.
Okay.
Real quick, if I can interrupt. I know probably everybody's noticing this little teeny-weeny isolated cell back west of Lipscomb, Texas. So we just may have to keep an eye on that one if you live north of Arnett, between west of Shattuck, basically. If you live between Shattuck and Fort Supply, Catesby, north of Gage, in that area. You may just want to keep an eye on that storm.
And honestly, this storm up here that we've been talking about, honestly, the tornado warning, is literally just about dead. Honestly, there's no circulation that we can. There's no really defined. The rotation is really ill-defined. And so right now, we're going to continue with this tornado warning for about another few minutes here. But again, we're still sitting here and we're watching it very closely. But again, I just want to note here. Is that honestly, it's just the circulation is it's dying. It's basically dying. The storm, in a way itself, we're losing a lot of the daytime heating. And so now we're going to start losing that too. So right now, honestly, and tomorrow, we still have a threat for tomorrow. I'm pretty sure we don't have a graphic set up for that. But again, we have the same exact issue for tomorrow. We have another potential for another setup like this. So again, we just want to note here that the storm the storm right here is definitely weakening. They'll probably keep the tornado warning until 8:30 here, but again, I'm going to check here with National Weather Service and see what they're going to do here. And hopefully they make the right decision here. Right now, we've been on the air for how long, guys? Does anybody know? We've been on, I think it's been since 7-something. It's now 9:20. We have 10 more minutes with this tornado warning. And honestly, I'm going to be honest with you. We're going to watch this storm very closely. We continue to watch this storm.
Real quick, before anybody does anything, I noticed not correlation coefficient. This little, I don't know if it's a big inflow notch or what's going on, but it looks like there is some wind shear starting to increase right on the line where these storms just met right in here, Elijah.
It left the boundary, and yeah, I noticed that too. And I got very strong rotation, wind shear going all of that. So we'll see if the National Weather Service handles that here.
Elijah, to answer your question, we've been on for an hour, and it does look like the storm that is in Texas, the Texas Panhandle, is strengthening. We may need to watch that one for a severe thunderstorm warning soon.
Okay. And like I said, right now we are continuing. Right now we're probably on for about another 9 minutes because honestly we don't stay on here. No one mute your mic. We don't stay on here, severe thunderstorm warnings unless they're doing April 26th, mischief. But hopefully we can get off of here and we can let you join a normal evening here. I'm trying to see here. Victor, you might want to check the live stream here because it's saying that we're not live, I don't think. Or maybe it's not because we're just not on the uploads. Yeah, but that's something you might want to check on.
We are still live, just so you know, Elijah. We're just kind of slowing down a little bit, but we're still good.
Okay, great. Okay, but right now I'm about to say, don't tell me we just did this for nothing now. But again, let's talk, let's just have a little talk about tomorrow. So again, let's talk about the rest of the week here for a second, because honestly, a lot of people have fatigue about the rest of this week. Again, there is a threat for severe weather almost every single day of this week. Wednesday looks to be the least day, but understand a marginal risk doesn't mean it's not going to be anything. Understand a marginal risk means there could be one severe storm. And let me tell you something. There was an EF3 tornado last year in Kansas from a marginal risk tornado, and it was on track too. So again, understand tomorrow Wednesday could be a very significant day also. But again, tomorrow we have to watch tomorrow very carefully. We already have an enhanced risk for tomorrow, so we got to watch it very carefully. And like I said, we will watch it very carefully here. But again, tomorrow we have to watch it very carefully for again the same exact areas for tomorrow, same exact areas. In fact, it might end up being the exact same way today was. And then Thursday looks to be the most highest probability of severe weather out of this whole entire thing. Thursday looks like to be a classic Oklahoma severe weather setup. We got a nice shortwave trough or an upper level low that'll be passing right on top of the Panhandle, the Colorado area, southwestern Kansas. That will set up. We'll have a dry line set up in western Oklahoma. Storms will go up along that dry line, and hopefully and prayerfully, these storms will actually move. Unlike today, where we have no storm movement whatsoever, hopefully these storms will move, and we won't have a flash flooding issue. But again, this does include Oklahoma City, and they're already saying this is going to be it's already an enhanced risk for Thursday. And when you see something, when they post stuff like that, 4 to 8 days out, usually you end up with a moderate risk of severe weather. I'm not saying we will, but usually in most cases we end up with a moderate risk of severe weather. We haven't had a high risk day since June of 2014. This is the last time we had a high risk. So high risk are extremely rare. For some of you gamers out there, like trying to think, what is it called? A silver gumi. They're very rare. Just like high risk, they are very rare. So if you play Pokemon, you know what a gumi is. And a silver one is very rare, and that's how rare high risk days are. And so that's what high risk go after. And I don't think Thursday will be a high risk day. High risk are we're expecting April 27th event. Victor, go.
Just saying this does not affect Oklahoma, but the storm that is in the north central part of Texas has a tornado warning and just now a severe thunderstorm warning for the Panhandle storm that includes Ochiltree County, which borders the Panhandle of Oklahoma.
Okay. So we'll have to watch that storm very carefully also. Oh yeah, there's definitely some wind shear with that storm that's out there in that Texas Panhandle. We'll have to watch that one very carefully. Right now, have they decided what they're doing with the tornado warning yet, or they're still continuing with it?
Because it's still being continued.
Okay, they're going to continue to the expiration date. I know exactly what they're about to do. Okay, but we'll have to watch the Panhandle storm very carefully because there is definitely some turning with the winds. We'll come right back.
Something to point out real quick, Elijah, just so people know in the event that something happens, that there could be a really small brief spin-up tornado where these storms are moving. There's a little rotation pocket in the middle of that storm.
Yeah, there are quite a few little rotation pockets. So it would not be impossible to get a little rope tornado at time to time within these storms here. Right now, if the tornado warning is issued, we'll be right back here, just like that. But again, right now, the tornado warning down there in Ellis County the storm is literally out of the view, out of the county warning area right now. So we're gonna. I know we're taking my camera shot here, so okay, because we're gonna end this here quite soon. We're gonna end this here pretty quick here. So again, right now, thank you guys for bearing with us here. Again, the tornado warning for Ellis County will be expiring at 9:30. I can confirm that for you. We are watching another storm out there in the Texas Panhandle that is borderline Beaver County that does have some wind shear and turning with the winds. Yes, Noah. Yes, Victor.
A new severe thunderstorm warning for the Ellis storm that now includes Ellis and Harper counties.
There you go. Okay. So again, right now we're gonna stay on until 9:30. Okay, 9:30 we'll stay on here. But right now, and Noah, just shoot me a message when you say okay, we can get off here. But again, right now, we do continue again. Right, we said tornado warning for Ellis County will be expiring at 9:30. A new severe thunderstorm warning has already been replaced for that storm. We are watching another storm out in the Texas Panhandle that's borderline Beaver County. Okay, borderline Beaver County. I do note there is some storms. There is some rotation with the storm. Not very, 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 and catastrophic circulation. At the same time, it's not weak circulation, guys.
The tornado warning has been canceled.
Okay, so there you go, right there. We are So Noah, just shoot me a message when you're ready for us to sign off here. But again, like I said, there could be a weak spin up tornado with any of these storms later on. But right now, again, Beaver County looks like to be the hot spot right now for more tornadic development, as a storm has just developed, and it could, I mean, small possibility, it could pose a tornado threat here as it moves toward Beaver County here, an area that Beaver County is not I won't lie, it has been touched with some rotation right now. But again, I just want to mention here that we are just about to end here. Okay, this is Thursday's risk, correct, Noah? Noah, that was for Thursday, correct? Okay. Okay. But right now, again, like I just said, if you live in northwestern Oklahoma, we'll have to watch your storms very carefully. Southwestern Oklahoma, I know it's cloudy down there, and you're actually able to see the anvils from these storms. So, pretty amazing sight down there. Those are big time storms down there, and deeper in the Texas Panhandle, deeper south in the Texas Panhandle. This is for tomorrow's risk. Again, this is tomorrow's risk. If you're ready to show that, Noah, then let's go ahead and do that. Again, this is tomorrow's risk of severe weather. Again, same exact identical placement. Right now, again, same exact placement. Western Oklahoma, far western Oklahoma, enhanced risk, a level 3 risk, surrounded as a standard slight risk, and surrounded as a marginal risk of severe weather.
A new tornado warning. A new tornado warning has been issued for Harper County.
Oh, come on! Okay, again. Okay, I really thought that was going to be it. But again, okay, brand new tornado warning now for Harper County. I just had a little outburst there. I thought we were really done for the severe weather just at that moment. So they're going to go ahead and they're going to pull the trigger on a tornado warning for Harper County. So we can switch over to radar here.
Real quick before we switch over to radar, just wanted to point out Thursday, we have a 30% risk 4 days out, which generally means we could have maybe an enhanced or moderate for Thursday.
Exactly. Let's switch over to radar here. We'll see what the this storm looks like here. What time does this warning go up? What time does this tornado warning go till, Victor? I'll take it. It goes until about 10 o'clock. Okay, let's just go with 10 o'clock. So yeah, there's a tornado warning now for Harper County until 10. Okay, this is end very quick. In fact, it looks like to me this might be this Woodward storm that we had, and it's gotten caught up in here now. So if we're ready to take the radar here, we're ready to take the radar data here, Noah, then we can. In fact, there's the Woodward storm, and it's finally moving. Finally, we have a new tornado warning now for Woodward County. And I see why. We have a very, very pronounced couplet. Noah, let's start our velocity data here. On my system, I had a very pronounced. Oh, there it is, still there. So again, there could be a weak tornado. Again, this tornado warning is not going to last long, folks. I can tell you that right now. This is not going to be a very long-lived tornado warning. But at the same time, this tornado warning again goes until what times? Victor, what time does this tornado warning go until?
10.
Okay. And I have a feeling it's going to be shorter than that. I feel like it's going to be maybe about 10 to 15 minutes. Again, it's going to be a tornado warning now for Harper County. Here, so we got one. You can go ahead and query that data. Go ahead and query that. Go ahead and query. You got 37 in one direction, and the other direction you have, yes, 43, and the other direction you have 20. So that's about, I'm not good at math here, Noah, help me. That's about.
Guys, this is a tornado reported.
Okay, so this ups the seriousness in this thing. I guarantee it was probably a rope tornado when they saw it too.
Elijah, I know you said your teeth may be bothering you. Do you want me to take over for a minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, if we can, let's see if I can I can switch these radar sites. Okay, no, actually, I guess we are using Vance. One thing to note, it is a confirmed tornado, as Victor just said. The radar, the couplet is getting a little bit tighter, a little bit tighter. It's not off the charts. It's not anything super, super, super significant right now. Um, we want you to take your tornado precautions. Do what you need to do. Take your tornado safety precautions. And then as soon as the warning is issued, then I guess you can come out of your tornado spot. But as Victor just mentioned, do what?
I said, don't bother looking for this tornado. There's two things happening. It's rapid rain, and two, it's dark.
Exactly. That's the other things you got to keep track of. But go ahead, Elijah. Or do you want me to keep talking, or what?
No. Yeah, you keep talking. I was just mentioning that right there. Oh, here's I have a report here. Before I go, if I click. This is from Spotter Network. East-northeast of Fort Supply, a large cone funnel, 3/4 of the way to the ground, possibly on the ground.
Well, I mean, I guess we still got a lot to do. We still got to, well, and see, now here was the latest. This was I think see, this is from, this scan was from about 45 seconds ago. It looks like it has weakened a little bit, but it's still there. So taking this off to the northeast, putting this at northeast. I'm guessing, Victor, do you know how fast they had this moving?
This is moving northeast at 15 miles per hour.
Okay, there we go. Perfect. I mean, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of towns in the path of this. It's still pretty far up here. But I mean, this isn't going to be a tornado you're going to see. This isn't going to be a tornado that's clearly visible from wherever you're located. More than likely, this is going to be a storm that produces a tornado, and the tornado is going to be on the ground, and you're not going to see it. I mean, it's 9:35 at night. The sun has been down for about an hour. But just take your tornado precautions. Interior closet, bathroom, no windows. If you want to grab a blanket, pillow for the younger children, because I'm pretty sure a nighttime event like this is probably a little bit scary for them. But yeah, I mean, the latest scan, this was just 24 seconds ago. It has the rotation broadening out a little bit, as you can see. The time you actually need to actually be a little bit more nervous of a confirmed tornado would be if you had these brighter reds up here. You have these bright reds up here, and then you've got these brighter greens down here. And I think here comes the live scan, so we're going to see what this does. Well, yeah, and see, it seems like it kind of went back down a little bit. It's not as strong as it was, but it's not really, really, really weak either. Elijah, you got anything?
No, I don't. I'm just looking here. The new tornado north of Woodward is only visible by lightning strikes.
Okay, see, that's another thing. I mean, just to reiterate, the fact that you won't be able to see this. This isn't going to be a tornado that you're going to be able to see. This isn't going to be a tornado that's okay, let's see. Confirmed tornado 10 miles northeast of Fort Supply doing damage, moving northeast at 15. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if we can switch over to see if we can see any dual pole data on this. Yeah, I mean, it's not. We're kind of close to the radar site, so there sort of is some radar debris, but there sort of isn't. I think we look at spectrum width, and this is the perfect tool for sometimes whenever you can't get really close to these storms, but you want to be able to view any of the motion going on within the storms. if we can switch over, okay, I think this is the newest scan getting ready to come in. Yeah, there we go. It's not incredibly strong, but it's there. Something. Let me switch back over to base velocity. Well, here we go again. I mean, you've got the brighter greens getting closer to the brighter reds. Victor, if you're on here, what are your thoughts on if this thing is strengthening or not?
So far, it does not appear to be strengthening. I mean, it's neither strengthening nor weakening. It looks to be consistently broad to sometimes, I don't know how to say it, but it doesn't look to be really big. It doesn't even look to be a tornado right now. And if it is, it does. It could have been one a while ago, but right now it doesn't look. It looks too broad for me.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. If we switch to storm relative.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Rope tornado reported on the ground. SR. I don't understand that. I think they meant southeast Highway 34, east-northeast of Fort Supply. This is a rope tornado. Okay, yeah, I'm taking over here. But again, this is reported. This report just came in. Again, the velocity data. I don't understand that. We were hearing reports of damaging tornado. Was that right, Victor? Or who said that was damaging tornado?
That was a report from. Let me see if I can find it. I have to figure out exactly where that report was. I did just see it go through the Twitter feed. Also, just to pass along real quick, another severe thunderstorm warning for Beaver County until 10:30.
Severe thunderstorm? Severe thunderstorm or tornado warning?
It's severe. Just severe thunderstorm warning. This tornado warning is the only one we have in the state right now.
Okay, and more than likely they're going to probably try to continue it too. Oh yeah, there's definitely some high velocity winds with this thing. If you don't get hit by a tornado, there's going to be some pretty strong there's going to be some pretty strong. Maybe this might be. It's hard to tell because the storm is basically. This is basically what we call bookend vortices here, and what's happening is that this storm is it's kind of wrapped up in rain a little bit too. It's going to be hard to see this thing. So definitely, if you live northeast of Fort Supply, definitely be in your safe spot. Right now, that's the live scan, right?
Yeah, that was the newest scan. I think that was like 5 seconds ago.
Okay. That velocity data does query very well with an EF0 tornado. That looks like a rope. That velocity data looks like a rope. Either a rope is on the ground or it's lifting. Right now, this tornado's not really moving that fast. That's the thing about this tornado. Right now, so again, we do want to continue with you folks in East Northeast of Fort Supply. You do continue under a tornado warning. I know Fort Supply is legally considered in Woodward County here, but again, right now the tornado warning is for Beaver County. Right now, for you folks in out there toward not think of it. I cannot think of the name of this thing. Over there toward the not the correction facility, not the corrections facility, but over toward the Cooper Wildlife Management Area. Over toward like we said earlier. Let me zoom out here. Yeah, toward the Cooper Wildlife Management Area. That's where the circulation is going to be right over. Oh, well, we're doing some freaky things with the radar, apparently. Oh, the radar's live scanning, I'm sorry. Right now, again, we do continue with a potential for a tornado that's been reported. Right now, I do believe the tornado is weakening. If you ask me, a tornado, I believe it's weakening. Let's zoom in on it. And yeah, that's indication that this thing could be a rope tornado now. It's a cone going to a rope, possibly trying to weaken. I know you're getting the circulation. and really it's gonna be also fairly rural areas, so you're gonna be hard time seeing the actual rotation here. But again, for you folks that live on the far southern sides of, of Harper County, we do want you to continue in your tornado precautions. Right now, that's a small room on the lowest floor. I know you have a little trouble with tracks. You can't get a track, don't worry about it. Oh, there you go, finally. Not just you, but the radar system being a jerk right now. But again, this storm, again, like I said, it continues to show signs of being a strong storm. At times, we note this thing is probably trying to produce a tornado. The thing about tonight, we have not had any TVS's tornado vortex signatures. That's a strange thing about tonight, at least on my end. I know you guys probably have some. But again, I do want to say this is probably a rogue tornado. It's probably a rogue tornado at the end of its lifespan. We're talking about EF0 strength. We've seen EF0 at the most. So, you folks in southern Beaver County, please do continue with your tornado safe spot right now. You're going to have a small room on the lowest floor, near the center, and away from windows, okay? Nobody should be in a mobile home, and nobody should be in a vehicle. I do want to note here that they have posted a severe thunderstorm warning. I don't know if Victor, if you talked about this, not. It's a split from a storm here. It's a split here, and again, it's coming out of Beaver County. It's coming into Beaver County here, with potential for $half size hail.
Yes, we have mentioned that severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay, for Beaver County. Sorry, not for Beaver. Yeah, Beaver County. Okay. Let me turn this fan off since I'm developing a sore throat, scratchy throat from it. But again, we do, and that's hot again. Right now, for you folks that live just in the east side of Harper County, go ahead, go to your tornado precaution. If you have to wake up your kids, I know it's like lunacy, okay? Trust me, I understand that. But wake up your children, tell them, hey, we're going to take a trip to Bathroom Land. I'm telling them this will be a vacation for the summer. Don't tell them that because you're going to hurt their feelings. But have your safety plan ready. Have a whistle on you just in case you do suffer house damage or you're injured, and so first responders would be able to hear you. If you do all that stuff I just told you, you'll be just fine, okay? Here now, continue to look at the radar data here. And Noah, what does it look like it's doing on your end?
I think, well, it's kind of hard to tell. You've got a lot of the storm, or most of the storm, moving in one direction, but like you said, we've got this one end. Let's see if I can stop the loop of the radar and go to the latest frame. Something interesting. Let me take this track off too, and just do a broader view. We've had these storms going over the same place over and over and over again. I'm pretty sure, as a matter of fact, if I can pull up just rainfall we've had just this evening, especially right there, around Woodward, where that storm sat for a very long time. Let's see, we've got rainfall totals about 1.5 inches west of Woodward, but the closer you get, there were some rainfall totals of upwards of 3, almost 4.5 inches, close to 4.6 inches of rain, 4.7 inches of rain in less than an hour because these storms have been moving so slowly. But the bigger threat we're talking about right now, the tornado threat. I think the tornado threat is probably on the decline. I don't think it's necessarily as strong. Yeah, go ahead.
I think there is a new circulation developing, I may be wrong, near Selman, just west of Selman, southeast of Buffalo.
And let me just say this for Selman. I know, Selman, you took a very hard hit from November 16th. I know a lot of your homes were, practically destroyed because a lot of them live in mobile homes. For you folks in Selman, let me give you this right now. I heard when he said that, I was like, oh, no, please don't let this be what it is again. It's a very broad circulation. Again, it's nothing like November 16th. November 16th was a high-end EF2, a low-end EF3. This right here, we're talking more like, almost non-existent EF0. So, please don't be worried. Just keep it heads up. Perk up. You're a very strong community. You're only a population of 100, I think. I know you took a very hard hit from November 16th. This is nothing like that. So, again, you guys should be striving. You should be okay. You should know what to do now. And you should be A-okay with the storm right now. Again, we do continue with a tornado warning for Harper County until 10 o'clock. Right now, the circulation is becoming a little bit more ill-defined, but we want to talk about tomorrow here before we sign off here because, here this center we need a break too because we have not had a break with weather. We've been on weather for quite a while now. Here, are we going to pull up the? Okay, we're pulling up the risk map here. Let's show the risk map for tomorrow. And again, this is for tomorrow here. Again, we already have an enhanced risk of severe weather for western Oklahoma. Surrounding that, and then locations like that: Ellis, Roger Mills, Beckham, Greer, Jackson, and Greer counties. Trying to make sure I'm right. And Beaver County. Surrounding that is a standard slight risk that comes right up toward about Highway 81, and then surrounding that is the marginal risk of severe weather. And it doesn't matter what color you're in, you have a risk of severe weather respected. It's nothing like a May. Nothing like a April 27th deal, but it's more like the deal of you've got to respect it no matter what. And if we can, I want to show the Thursday thing one more time, and then we're gonna sign it off here. Right, we're gonna sign it off here because the circulation is dying with this storm. And I do see a tornado. I do see the tornado ending soon with that storm that we were just talking about. Let's go ahead and show Thursday's risk here. Right now. So again, we're going to show you Thursday's risk here, severe weather, and Thursday again does look like to be a fairly significant risk. I'm sorry, that light's been right there the whole entire time. Thursday does look like to be a pretty significant risk of severe weather, and again, given the fact that they've issued this, and like Noah said, and I've said it too, given the fact that they've issued it 4 to 8 days out, that's kind of significant. So this needs to be respected, and it doesn't matter. Honestly. That usually when they issue something like this and they have it this broad out, this allows for expansion of moderate risk, and I've seen it so many times. December 23rd, February 22nd down in the deep south. What else? April 26th. All 3 of those days they did this, and they surrounded a moderate risk. They did it for May 8th, and then they took it out for the day of May 8th. But they did that for the day before May 8th. They put a very tiny moderate risk that only included Enid, and so it's really, it comes down to the fact of the matter. It boils down to is that you honestly have to respect these risks no matter what. Let's go ahead and show. We're showing Thursday's risk, aren't we? There you go. 30% chance of that a 30% chance on a 4 to 8 day planner like that equals an enhanced risk. About tomorrow when we show this map again, it's going to be enhanced. It's going to be an enhanced risk of severe weather. Surrounding that, it will be a standard slight risk, and surrounding that, it will be a marginal risk. And it's going to really depend on where the enhanced risk, where all of the dry line's going to set up at, all of this good stuff.
Hey, Elijah, if I can interrupt you for just a second.
Sure.
I know you're not going to like this, but they're going to extend the tornado watch for all counties in Oklahoma till midnight. No counties have changed, have been added or removed. But they're going to extend it because we have these storms coming out of the Panhandle into a favorable environment. So they are going to extend it till midnight.
Okay, what time was it previously going?
It was originally till 10.
Okay, so they extended for 2. The National Weather Service probably did that, which I see what they mean. Right now, it's something we'll just have to watch. That's really what we're going to have to watch. It's going to be something we'll have to watch very closely. These storms out here have been rotating like beasts, and so it's gonna be something we got to watch very, very closely. Here, let me turn my camera on. I know that's kind of not a nice picture of me. See there, I haven't changed my picture, so.
The tornado warning has been canceled.
Okay, great. Okay, now we can finally officially get off here. If we have to come right back here, we'll be right back here, folks.
Real quick before we go, if I can pop up. Right, let's see, is this radar? I think this is the right source. Let's see. I'll switch you off. Now if we can switch to this. Okay, here we go. Real quick, I know Elijah, you were probably not wanting to continue this, but any place that there could be, Bruce, I know they're canceling the tornado warning for right now, but if there were to be any place they were to reissue it, it would more than likely be in between Selman and Freedom. I know that's kind of a wide gap. See if I can get in closer and get any names of streets or anything like that. Between State Highway 34 and U.S. Highway 64 and State Highway 34. So I guess that's the same. Between State Highway 34 and U.S. Highway 64 is the most likely place for there to actually be any of the severe weather. I know most people that are out there probably are asleep, probably not paying attention to the warnings. I know this is kind of getting annoying. We've been doing this for 2 hours today so far in western Oklahoma, but like we said, tomorrow is just going to be a repeat almost of what today is doing. And as you can see back here, we even got more storms forming back along. I don't know if these are just going necessarily on the cold front or what they're forming along. I'm guessing this is just ahead of the dry line. You've got storms south of Elmwood in Texas. Well, I guess that just now actually did cross the border into Oklahoma. Then you've got the storm south of Booker. But I mean, just the overall thing to remember this evening while dealing with these storms is if there's strong winds tonight when any of these storms come through, just go into an interior room. It's the best thing you can pretty much do in advance of these storms. I know everybody's probably ready to just go to bed and not have to deal with these anymore. I actually will zoom back in here real quick just to show, along with through the animation, these storms have weakened. So, I mean, these may evaporate and be gone in the next 30 minutes, or they may stick around and just produce heavy rain. Tornado threat's no longer there as of now. Let's see, if we look at hail sizes, the hail sizes have come down too. There's not very many hail, or there that very much hail left over. Elijah?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I know it was about to happen, so I'm gonna take over here for a little bit here. Right now, again, the storms, like Noah was saying, I'm gonna pick off where he left off. The storms are weakening. Now I'm gonna add on what he just said here. Let me put my camera on here. I'm pretty sure he's gonna take my camera here. The thing about this is that the storms today have left boundaries. Now the question is, will these boundaries be used for tomorrow? That's gonna be a big question, and the exact same risk is out for there for tomorrow. So again, we want a reminder, and so that's gonna be the question tomorrow. Will the tornado threat be higher due to these things tomorrow? So again, let's show the risk for tomorrow again. Again, this is the risk for tomorrow again, same exact areas. Now let's show the risk for Thursday again. There's a risk for Thursday. Now that's the day we gotta watch, and that could be a potential. And we don't like using this word very often, but that could be a potential. That could be a red letter day. Thursday could be really a red letter day. So we gotta watch Thursday very closely here. So let's go take a broad view at the radar at WSB3, and we'll show you what's going on here right now. And there you go. Those are your storms out there right now. Again, those storms are weakening, and I take that back. They're not weakening. They're going to be entering an area that has not been tapped by any type of thunderstorm development. Cough, southwestern Oklahoma. So what has to happen is that these storms are going to use that energy that's down there, and we got to watch for the potential for those storms to use that energy, and they could rotate quite vigorously down there. So we're going to watch those storms very closely tonight. The tornado watch does go until 12 o'clock tonight. for far western
Real
Oklahoma.
quick, Elijah.
If I can interrupt, a new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Woods, Woodward, and Harper counties until 10:45 p.m.
At least it's not a tornado warning.
Real quick, another thing. I know you probably just saw this too, Victor. But there is actually another tornado warning, not for a county in our state, but this storm, just a county away from the border. It has a tornado warning on it. It's moving to the east at, I think, 15 or 20 miles an hour. So if we were to, let's see if we can do a track on this at 10 miles an hour, this would be, I guess, 10 by 10:29, about 10:30 into the eastern side of this county. And if this storm holds together, which if we can loop this just to see how these storms have been moving, if they've actually been moving a whole lot. These are kind of doing the same thing the other storms up north are doing. They're running into each other sort of, and are kind of getting a little disorganized. But there could be just keep an eye on that storm down there for the possibility of an isolated tornado if that storm can hold together. And real quick, actually, before we do anything, I want to look at, let's see, we're on Guardian now. I'll switch back to the other mode of Guardian. These storms are really, really weakened.
Thank goodness.
Tornado warning is no longer in effect. You see the storm west of Fort Supply literally just vanishing before your eyes. Same with the storm south of Freedom.
I think that's because they're running out of energy.
I think you're right. I think we're running out of daytime energy and a lot of the heat during the day. But if we go back to the other mode of Guardian.
Also, if I interrupt again, the only warning that is out is the current warning, which only includes Woods, Woodward, and Harper counties. All other warnings except for the flash flood warning are in effect.
Okay.
All right. Real quick, if I can get this to zoom out a little bit further, I'm going to put a storm track on these because I know last night we had a whole bunch of storms and everybody woke up in the middle of the night going, "What the heck? Nobody told us there was going to be storms this evening." I think most of these are moving pretty slow. So these at, let's say 15. So that bring it in to Childress, Texas, about 10:32. Wellington by 10:39. Dodson by 11:17. I think Dodson actually is just over the state line on the Oklahoma side, and then we focus down on Hollis by 11:41. Elijah.
Exactly. And these storms, they could produce tornadoes as they move into western Oklahoma. Ryan, there's a tornado watch out for western Oklahoma until 12 a.m. Again, thank you guys for keeping up with us today. Again, reminder, severe weather risk for tomorrow. Also, Wednesday's lower, but again, it's still there. Thursday could be a potential red letter day. No events.
Real quick. Elijah, I know you said these storms had the isolated tornado threat. What's your thoughts on the actual risk of them producing tornadoes? I know we're not really we're not in a very extremely favorable environment for tornadoes, but I know this could just affect parts of the state during the overnight hours.
Heavy rain, yeah, strong winds, and hail would be a main possibility. I think it's going to be more of a severe weather, like hail and wind thing, than it is a tornado thing tonight. Maybe an isolated tornado couldn't be ruled out, but
Okay, that sounds. I think that's a pretty good estimate of what probably can be expected. I know. All I know is everybody last night was just a little bit panicked over the fact that we had storms last night and it wasn't really forecasted. If I can switch over to Elijah, and I will ask. I guess you can give your commentary after this for just a second. But I am going to switch back over to this risk for tomorrow, and I want to talk about some of the things that that we look at behind what UC is doing now um, for the next couple of days, these aren't solid risks. These aren't for sure for you folks that live in the western side of Clinton that for sure the enhanced risk you may be in is going to cause massive EF5 tornadoes. That's not the thing. These scales, I know Elijah and Victor probably pointed this out before, these scales are meant for the actual just talking about the number of storms expected. So whenever you're in the green, in the marginal, number of storms expected is fairly low. That's why generally you don't kind of correlate marginal risk with high impacting severe weather events because high impacting severe weather events generally have larger numbers of severe storms and tornadoes. I will say though that tomorrow is not. Tomorrow doesn't look exactly the same as today. I will point out that the one difference between today and tomorrow that could be a big issue is the energy values for tomorrow aren't quite as high as they were today. I don't know if the exact same shear is going to be present as today, but there could be a few more severe storms. I know this risk kind of it looks like most of the risk should be out in western Oklahoma, but as Elijah has said multiple times, these storms don't follow these lines. I mean, if you look at this map and you say, oh, well, I live in Lawton, so I'm in the slight risk, but if I live on the west side of Lawton, I'm pretty much in the slight risk. I'm barely in the enhanced risk. Mother Nature doesn't care. She's not going to sit there and keep the majority of the more numerous severe storms in the enhanced risk. If a tornado comes to Lawton and downtown in the slight risk, and there's nothing you can really do. It doesn't follow the risk. These risks are there to help outline the I guess what would you say the number of storms that could be there. And I know a lot of people have been asking about Thursday, and Elijah, you were pointing out Thursday earlier too. Thursday, oh man, Thursday could be one of those interesting days. I mean, like Elijah said, generally when you see a risk out this far, you generally will see either an enhanced risk if it isn't expected to be as significant as previously thought, or what more than likely we will have is a moderate risk within that 30% risk. It's not another question to have a high risk, but not to alarm. I mean, I'm not saying that to alarm anybody, but the area is very large that you have for this 30% risk, which could be a moderate risk. Normally, when you have a moderate risk out of the 5 levels, you would have the slight risk maybe 3 or 4 counties wide, enhanced risk thinner than that, and a moderate risk, a narrow band maybe of 2 or 3 counties wide, a risk. But things Thursday could be a little bit more significant than the other days we had this week. Same thing for Friday. But Friday looks to be more of an East Oklahoma threat. But nevertheless, it's a threat. But it's just one of the things to keep in mind and to stay aware of. Real quick, let me see which radar source this is. If we go back over to this one, just one last check. Go ahead.
It does look like the storm that was in Beaver County has weakened considerably, and it is now just a small rain shower. They're still severe. They still have a severe thunderstorm warning on them, although I do expect it to be lifted here very soon. Hail core has dissipated, and it's basically just a small little rain shower.
Okay, that's good news. That's something we do want to hear. I mean, we don't want to hear about severe storms impacting places at night. I mean, you look at this and you think, well, we got these severe thunderstorms. I mean, these are massive storms producing massive hail and stuff like that. But you see how quickly these storms can weaken. This is more of the kind of weather event you would see sometimes in the summer. I guess what you would call popcorn thunderstorms. They get real big and they weaken. And they get real big and they weaken. Um, I think.
Hey Noah,
Go ahead.
one thing these storms might be doing is that actually, as they weaken, they might put out some very strong winds called downburst, downdrafts. I'm sorry, downdrafts. So,
Yeah, Elijah, I know what you're talking about. That's a great point. As these storms outflow, they have very strong downbursts, and those could be upwards of 60 to sometimes 70 miles per hour at most. But usually you'll see these be 40, 50, 60 miles per hour.
Real quick, I may try before I switch radar sources. Real quick, I know, I know Victor and Elijah dislike whenever I use some of the products inside the radar system, but we actually do have. Let's see if I can get this to open up. The downdraft gust wind estimations. It's the product. No, I'm not gonna make the sound all fancy because it's not super fancy. But let's see if I can switch. Let me open my. Let's see. This is Guardian 2, I think. Yeah, here we go. So we see winds about 64 miles an hour north or west of Buffalo, about 60, 50, 55, 50 miles an hour, upwards of 60. I do want to note, like you said, Victor, hail sizes have come down. These are much smaller than what they were originally.
Yeah, the severe thunderstorm warnings have been canceled.
Okay, well, that's good. These storms are, I mean, they're not short, but they're not very tall either. So we're likely not getting very much energy up higher in the storms to condense and rain to condense into hail up high in these storms. But well, I wonder what, I mean, that may be a, I don't know if you saw that, Elijah. This little hook-looking thing right here and the velocity couplet. Elijah, are you seeing this?
yes, I do. And that would be Kansas's issue.
Well, I know it would, but it still is on the. It's still technically below the Kansas line. But if you live, I mean, I guess it's close enough to the side of Oklahoma that if you live east of Inglewood, Kansas, which I know it's not immediately where our viewers are, but if you live northwest of Buffalo, close to the Kansas line.
The storm you are looking at is now severe.
The one north of Buffalo?
Yeah, the one that you're commenting on that has the velocities, it is now severe. Yep, you see it right there.
Well, maybe this is on the way, on a come up. Let me switch over to, actually, I may be able to switch. Let me look at level 3, see if I can see some of the, look, we can, I mean, notice back here in this storm east of Buffalo, whenever you see these reds generally are hail. The light blue is rain. The darker greens right here, the darker greens are heavier rain. This purple is kind of interference, so it doesn't really mean anything. But the blues and the reds mean some small or medium-sized hail. So there is some small hail in that storm, but like Elijah said, that's crossing the border. It's not really going to affect any of our viewers. Victor, were you talking about this storm back up this one coming into the Panhandle? You said the severe warnings have been canceled?
Yeah, those are already canceled. The text specifically says they're canceled, and I do expect the storm that is now in Selman and Freedom, I do expect that also to be canceled, as if you look at vertically integrated liquid, hail sizes has come down significantly, so maybe pennies at max. So I do think that this is the end of the event for Oklahoma. Maybe these storms are going to come into southwestern Oklahoma, but northwestern Oklahoma, it does appear that this is the end of the event.
Yeah, I think we're looking at what was not an uneventful weather event here in the earlier event now not as important. Real quick, if this storm continues to move, I think we're still a county away. If we switch, am I losing TFDR? Okay. There are reports, this is the storm coming in towards Childress, towards Hollis. Let me read the report real quick. This was the possible tornado moving east, but we also have, this is not the greatest sign, reports of a large and extremely dangerous tornado 7 miles east of Turkey, moving northeast at 10. So if we switch over to...
It is a PDS tornado warning.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's kind of not the sign you want to see. If we could switch back radar sources, I think we're going to see the beam come around again in just a second to see if the velocities. I know I'm going to get drilled with this over and over and over again that this isn't in our viewing area and this isn't affecting Oklahoma as of now, but this storm is heading towards Oklahoma, and if I can get this storm track, I may not be able to get the storm track to work. Either way, these storms are moving towards western Oklahoma, and I know just with the reissuance of the tornado watch itself till midnight, these storms are probably expected to maybe intensify and maybe not, maybe weaken a little bit. But with this storm track, Estlin by 1021, Childress by 1054, Dodson by 1141, and this is pushed. These storms kind of tend to fluctuate with the time. I mean, the times, and what time they'll be moving into these locations. I noticed a minute ago we did the storm track, and it was saying Hollis by 1141. So this storm may have slowed down just a little bit because now we're saying 1156 for that storm, and I know a lot of these smaller cities are going to be on the edge of this line. So like El Dorado, Oklahoma, if you live in Duke, Olustee, Altus, Gould, Elmer. I mean, if you live in Elmer, it'll be probably not past midnight or later by the time these storms actually reach you. But Mangum, Granite, Blair, if you live in those areas, you probably just want to keep a heads up on what's going on. If we can switch to, I don't know if the velocity is going to work. We're going to see if reflectivity is going to work either. We're having some radar. Okay, there we go. There goes the scan. Let me zoom in real quick because I know they're keeping the tornado warning. Hazard, possible tornado, now I guess they're moving northeast at 15 miles an hour. So I guess we're having another raid. Oh, well, there it goes again. We're going to wait and see if this scan comes through. I'm guessing the radar site, there it goes. The radar site was having a little bit of trouble with the latest scan from that storm. Victor, Elijah, are either one of you still there?
I am, although I do think that this is a good place to stop because the southern storms, they won't move into here until around 11:30 to 12 a.m. So it'll be these storms are moving very slowly. They're moving. It says 45 miles per hour, but it does look more like a 10 mile per hour. And the northern storms are moving at a consistent, let's say 10 miles per hour as well, and they're weakening considerably. The main storm is now in Kansas. Flash flood warning continues, and the other storms are basically non-existent. So I do think that this is a good place to stop.
I agree.
I know you guys are all tired. I know it's been sort of a long day. It's like, I know it just gets go ahead.
No, I was about to say, it's not fun when you have to go to orthodontist and it feels like he just ruptured. You feel like he just busted every tooth in your mouth and he just yanked them all out and then put them right back in.
Right.
And so that's why I've been mysteriously gone for like what 20 minutes now.
Yeah. But I think, like Victor Elijah said, the tornado threat has decreased significantly with any of the storms. Most of the storms are even gone out of the state. But if any do develop or strengthen, or if any of these storms in the Texas Panhandle intensify as they move into Oklahoma, we'll be sure to keep you alert of what's going on.